And again, I kind of, when I do this, I usually compare it to the other power cot out there. But so we have, our battery comes in and out of the front. It's a lithium ion battery that'll give your power in 25% increments. But this lasts 70% longer than the other battery out there. Basically, that's done with a 250-pound patient on there. You can go up and down 113 times on this cot versus 36. So the battery life is significantly longer. This will actually raise 700 pounds unassisted, where, like I said, the other one, when you get about 350, 400, depending on how light it is, you have to help it out. Our brakes are on the top here, where the other one, it's kind of on the back of the wheel, so sometimes you're kind of like, fishing underneath. Our wheelbase is longer, which gives it about 52% greater stability on average. And then the way our ergonomic frame works, this is kind of nice because a lot of the other frames, they kind of telescope in, where this one, the kind of engineering behind this one is if you needed to get in a more like ergonomic lift position, you could get more leverage here. Or if you have the cot at a low height, let's say if it's an older person that's, I don't know, they don't like being high up, or maybe it's a super heavy person, you can put this up and kind of use it like a grocery cart push. So that's different. Our restraints are quick clip here, so they don't like kind of tie around the old way. I mean, it's a click on and off. With our surface extenders, you don't have to push them in before you pull them out. Like on strikers, you have to actually go in and before you go out. And if it's somebody with a hip injury or something like that, you'll find situations where they're actually like pushing against the hip. And then ours do lay full flat. Theirs don't lay full flat like this. So if you're doing like a lateral transfer onto a bed or vice versa, you can actually kind of use this to overlap on the bed. So.
All these little fine details.
Yeah, there's a lot of like little differences like that. Our frame is faster, but for the way you guys are loading it, it's not going to really come into play. But if you were to load it normally, where you hook onto the back of an ambulance and you're here and you're pressing the minus button, ours retracts in 1.3 seconds. Theirs is 2 seconds, so it doesn't seem like a big deal until you have 400 or 500 pounds on there. The faster you get that frame up, then you can get it in the back of the ambulance. But like I said, with you guys using a lift, it doesn't really apply. But
nice.
So I mean, that's some of the kind of biggest competitive advantages we have with this cot.
Does this have any kind of brakes on it?
Yeah, so the brakes are up front, and on the head end of cots, no matter on a striker, you either have nothing or you have directional wheel locks. So like these are directional wheel locks here, and once the wheels are in that position, they'll lock into place. And it helps with steering. So now if you're, long driveway, long haul or something like that, those wheels stay into place and you can steer a little bit better.
Okay. And that's a brake?
Yeah, these are the brakes up here.
And why do you have two sets of controllers?
It does exactly the same thing. It's just different size staff. It's always better to grab, more ergonomic to grab at the bottom, like when you're loading, but sometimes, if you have a 6'5" person, they might want to, be up here. So it's nothing more than a comfort thing. So, so you just pull that up, it'll lock in place. So that is the one thing with that being a chair position cot, there's not like an approved IV pole that you can permanently attach to that one. So I don't know how important that is to you guys, but.
What is that?
IV.
Yeah, so on that one, because of the chair position that it goes into, there's not like a permanently attached IV pole like this,
Do you think many of those people have the IV? I don't know.
Yeah, not from a nursing home, probably not.
I think, we'll definitely use the Sherlock oxygen. That, I don't know if there's capacity. But there's Sherlock ones that put these L-tracks.
Yeah, so this does have an O2 tank over in the back here. That's what that is.
Okay.
And then,
Okay.
one other thing, knowing your patient population that you're working with, I don't typically sell this option because it doesn't get used all that much. But for what you guys are doing, it might be nice is the knee gatch. So it's kind of more of a comfort thing if you know, you're doing longer transport like that, it might be something that they would be interested in.
So
Otherwise,
that's,
this isn't part of it.
No, this knee gatch is an option. But like I said, I mean, it's probably along the lines of a 50-50 option. I would say half like it and get it, half don't.
So
And
this
that-
is, this kind of has it all, right? Is that
Yeah,
right?
this cot is. I mean, this is our kind of Cadillac of cots. I mean, we
Here
do have
is-
we do have another cot that is like a zero. Like you don't have to lift it at all to get in there. But for how you guys are loading it, it wouldn't be worth the money because it's like double the price of this. So
So what's the price of this one? It's just ballpark?
yeah, this one if you got fully loaded. See, you guys don't need the SAE components on there, which is about $1,500 option. So it's somewhere. Let me see. I thought I put together. So if you got the surface extenders, you're looking at about like in the 15 range. And if you didn't get the surface extenders and you got the traditional fold down side rails, you'd be about $13,500. Believe it or not, these surface extenders are about $1,500.
but I think that would be a very good.
I usually don't sell them without it unless somebody's really financially, you know, in a
You're
pinch.
spending 15 grand on a cot or 13 grand.
And again, that's a one-off type deal. I mean, if I don't know if there's in the future any volume type stuff, or if you're just going to order one at a time or something. But I mean,